Hi, I'm Sarah from YouFloral, and I'm going to talk today about one of the questions I get often, which is, what is the cheapest option for flowers? So that's a hard question to answer, but let's delve into it today and give you guys a concrete answer. Or maybe it depends. So there's 4 main factors that impact the price of flowers. The overhead costs of the establishment that's providing you the flowers, the grade of flowers, the source of the flowers, and the 4th is seasonality. So let's go into all those things so you understand a little bit more. So let's talk about overhead pricing. We all know nothing is free in life. So if you have a florist that has a beautiful shop that's downtown and you go there and somebody gives you tea and they have these beautiful luxe couches, that isn't free. Somehow that has to be paid for. So what the florist will do is work those costs into the cost of the flowers. So with YouFloral, because we're an online florist, we don't have those overhead costs that we have to hide in the bloom price. So we're able to provide a much more cost-effective option to you. So also another thing that impacts price is the locality of where the flowers are coming from. So a good example of that is something like proteas. These are a beautiful flower and they give a really nice boho vibe to them. I love them. But they're actually from South Africa or from Australia. So as you can imagine, flights are not cheap. And so flying those flowers all the way from those exotic locations to where you live adds a substantial price tag to them. So if you're choosing flowers that are more imported from faraway countries, that's going to increase the cost a lot. So I have an example here of a couple flowers that are actually grown in British Columbia in Canada. So the spray roses come from Eurosa Farms, which is on Vancouver Island. And I've got these lovely mums, which come from around Vancouver area. And these snapdragons actually come from Vancouver area. And then I've got a couple imported ones here, these Hypericum and these carnations are imported because right now when I'm filming it, it's the winter. And so I have to import some. But you might be surprised to know that these local ones are actually grown right now, even though it's only February. Let's talk grading. So flowers are actually sold in grading. So that means that there's sort of A grade flowers, some B and some C. So from YouFloral, we have the A grade flowers. Those are the florist grade ones, and that's what you'll get from your local florist. The lower grade flowers are reserved for places that are looking to have more budget blooms. So that's more like the grocery store. And so that will change the price difference because obviously the best is going to cost more than a flower that's a lower grade. So that's something else that you want to keep in mind is if you're comparing the price of roses from a florist, YouFloral, and a grocery store, you want to consider what grade of flowers those actually are. And then the 4th thing we're going to talk about today in more detail is where do the flowers come from? So if you only have one place that you're able to order from, you are kind of at the whims of that one place. But at YouFloral, we have access to hundreds of different farms. So we get flowers from Holland, Israel, Japan, South Africa. Those obviously cost a little bit more when we're importing them in. So we want to have access to flowers that are more local as well. So we have flowers that are from California, British Columbia. So we have a wide net of flowers that we're able to have access to. So that enables us to have a more secure source for our flowers. So if say there's a drought in California and it's impacting the supply of a flower, we're not just subject to that one location. We've got other places that we can get your flowers from. So that really helps to keep our costs under control, is having access to a wide net. So I hope that makes things as clear as mud for you guys, but now you know actually the sort of behind the scenes what goes into flower pricing. And hopefully that gives you a little bit of eyes open when you're shopping around, that you're able to have a more informed conversation with whomever you're getting a quote for. We hope that you guys consider DIYing, and if you need any help from us, we're only a phone call or an email away. Thanks for tuning in today, and let me know if you have any questions.